Hey YouTube, this is Apostle Stacey Woods and you are watching Dimensions of Stacey. I received a video request in the inbox and I am going to go ahead and answer that one. I want to thank Lil Vic TV for sending me this video request, okay? It says, Dear Apostle Stacey, I have a request. Recently, I've been browsing YouTube and I've come across a lot of videos of people doing the accent tag. Have you guys ever heard of the accent tag? I thought I was YouTube savvy, but I have never heard of the accent tag. So anyway, it says, I'm sure since you're active on YouTube, you've probably seen one before. Actually, I haven't. But it's okay. It says, watching these videos made me think of you because I love your accent. Honey, whatever do you mean? I don't have an accent. No, I'm just playing. Of course, I am aware of the fact that I am very Southern in my accent. Notice, it's a difference between being Southern and country. And I'm probably a little mix of both of them. Even when I try hard. Yes. So anyway, he says, watching these videos made me think of you because I love your accent. Of course, this tag isn't so trendy anymore, but I would still love to see you do this. If you are interested, here is what you do. You simply pronounce the following words, however you naturally say them. Okay, so let me give you a disclaimer. I have a speaking voice, I've got a pulpit voice, and then I've got a me after it's all over when I come down and I'm talking to my family. Depending on what family members I'm talking to, I've got a different voice. And all of them are me. I got that business voice that I put on. Just, when I'm handling business, I tend to be a little bit more aware. Yes. But when I'm talking to my family, however it comes, it just comes. So I'm not sure how it's going to come. It is late. It's pretty late, and I've had a full day today. So we will see, okay? Now, these are the words that he asked me to pronounce. You guys ready? Aunt, route, wash, oil, theater, iron, salmon, caramel, fire, water, sure, data, ruin, crayon, toilet, New Orleans, pecan, both, again, probably, splitting image, Alabama, lawyer, coupon, mayonnaise, syrup, pajama, and caught. Okay? Those, that's the way that I would pronounce those words if I were reading, just like I just read that list. But now, my reading voice or my speaking voice is going to be different from my conversation voice. We have conversation tone. So if I'm talking to my grandmother, let's say my grandmother, I'm having a conversation with her, if I were to pronounce those words in the manner that I just pronounced them, she would look at me like, do you want to talk English? Or she said, why are you talking like that? Oh, you talking something proper today. So here is how I would probably pronounce these words if we were just having a dinner at the church at my house. We don't call our aunts. We call them aunties. Okay. I've heard the word pronounced root and route. Wash or wash. I've even heard people say wash. Yeah, wash your clothes. You gotta wash those clothes. Oil. I say oil, but now you can drive up the street from me and they will say Earl. And oil, like it has a Y. Oil. I say oil, I think. Anyway, I've heard people say theater. When I say we're going to movie theater, I think I always say theater. Theater. Theater, like it got a D at the end. Theater, because that's what we do. We put a D at the end of stuff. That's pronounced with a T. And like that, we say that. Who that? Who that talking about beating them saints? Who that? Who that? Anyway, iron. I say iron, but I've heard my people say iron. Salmon. I've heard them say salmon, salmon, salmon. They tried to teach me how to say that word in college, but it didn't work. Caramel. I've heard people say caramel. Fire. Yeah, I think I say fire pretty much across the board. Fire. You probably heard me say fire if you ever heard me preach. So when I get happy, it's just how it comes out. Water. See how I said it? Water. Water. Someone else in Texas tried to tell me it was water. But I'm thinking, baby, you from Texas. So how you going to tell me how to say stuff? Yes. So I say water. I know it doesn't have a D in the word water. But I say water. Y'all want some water? You want something to drink? Y'all want some water? Okay. Sure. Now, up the street again, they say show. Show you're right. And that means sure. You're correct. Data. Ruin. I've heard people say ruin. My grandmother would say, honey, you have completely ruined my day. Ruined. Crayon. I've heard people say crayon, but crayon. Toilet. New Orleans. Now, I have this debate all the time with people. I was born and raised in Louisiana, even though I've lived in other parts of the country. However, I live in New Orleans. And I used to have this debate with people that were from New Orleans all the time. And they would say, why are you saying it like that? And if I were from New Orleans, I'd probably say, now, baby, why are you saying it like that, baby? It is not New Orleans. It is, New Orleans, Nolans. And you know what? I've never heard nobody say Nolans. People that are not from New Orleans say Nolans. People that live in New Orleans say New Orleans. New Orleans. New Orleans. They won't say no Nolans. But anyway, going back. Well, some people might, but the people that I know don't. Pecan. Pecan. And I've heard people say pecan. No. Heard people say pecan. My father, he says pecan. Like it's spelled P-A-C-O-N-D. Pecan. Y'all want some pecan candy. Both. Again, probably, yeah, all of that stuff. Alabama. I've lived in Alabama, and I've always said Alabama. Alabama. I say Alabama. Okay, lawyer. I say lawyer. He's a lawyer in the courtroom. Yes, he is. Coupon. I always say coupon. Mayonnaise. Now, my grandmother says mayonnaise. 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 What's going on? Syrup. I say syrup, but I've had people from Mississippi that say syrup and syrup and all kind of stuff. I say syrup. Okay. Pajamas. I don't even hardly use pajamas. Baby, give me some clothes to sleep in. Pajamas. PJs. And caught. I want to be caught up in the rapture. I say caught. Okay, so anyway, there's some other questions. I'm having too much fun. This is a really cute video tag. So thank you so much for thinking of me. I wonder ever why you thought about me, because I don't have an accent. Everybody else has an accent. I speak. No, I'm just playing. I don't have an accent. Okay, the first question is, what is called when you throw, what is it called, I guess, when you throw toilet paper on a house? What is it called when you throw toilet paper on my house? It's called a sin. Sin and evil. It's called a butt whipping. Don't throw no toilet paper on this house, baby. We don't say that around these parts. Now, we don't work hard to get our lawn landscape. Child, what is a landscape? Landscape and all this. You better come on my property throwing toilet paper nowhere when there's people that wish they had toilet paper. No. Well, what is that called? In trouble. You in trouble. Don't do that. Question number 2. What is the bug that curls up into a ball when you touch it? A roly-poly. That's what we call them. What is a bubbly carbonated drink called? It's called a cold drink. Or a soda. But no, it's called a cold drink in this house. It's a cold drink. No matter what kind of drink it is, it's a cold drink. Okay? What do you call athletic footwear? I call them tennis shoes. I know I'm not playing tennis in them. I have never played tennis a day in my life. Except for that one time they tried to teach me at summer camp. But every pair of shoes like that are athletic in nature, they are tennis shoes, regardless of what sport you play in them. I'm not very athletic, so I don't own very many of those. Moving on. How do you address a group of people? Praise the Lord, saints. No, when I'm not in church, how do I address a group of people? Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? Y'all okay? All right. Y-A-L-L. Y'all. Now, going on. What do you call the spider that has an oval-shaped body and extremely long legs? Well, we call them daddy long legs. What do you call your grandparents? Well, I call my grandmother, because she is grand, honey. So I make an effort to call her grandmother. But growing up, we call my grandmother Mama Rena. What do you call my grandfather? We call him Grandpa. And he has a nickname that I will not disclose, but we call him Grandpa or Papa. But I always call him Grandpa or Grandfather. But I certainly call my grandmother because she loves the way that I say it, because I emphasize the grand. Hey, grandmother. Because she is grand, honey. Yes, she is. Okay, number 8. What do you call the wheeled contraption in which you carry groceries at the supermarket? I'll call it a basket. I know you can also call them carts or buggies, but I call them baskets. Give me a basket. Okay. What do you call it when rain is falling while the sun is shining? We said the devil is beating his wife. That's what we call it. The devil beating his wife when the rain is falling while the sun is shining. 10. What do you use to change the TV channel? My parents use me to help me change that channel. But that was before we had a remote. So that's what we call it. We call it the remote control. And honey, we just shortened it to say remote. My parents still say, give me the remote control. Because they have to be technical. Okay. And he says, I hope you're able to do a video. Well, I just did, and I enjoyed this tag. I really, really, really did. I would be interested to see what you guys call things. So if you want to tag yourself in this video, please feel free to do so. I also want to personally tag my sister in North Carolina. How she said North Carolina. Living my best life. I want to tag you, honey, because I want to hear how you pronounce these things and what you all call these things in your neck of the woods, in your area of the country. Okay? Thank you again, Lou Vic TV, for tagging me and for requesting this video. It was really, really, really fun. Okay, you guys, remember, no matter how you say it, remember to enjoy Jesus and all his joy. Thank you for making ministry possible.